Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to catch up with you a little bit and give you some updates that I found out about um, within the past 24 hours. For people that have watched my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm always talking about prepare, 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 prepare. Prepping is important, it's essential, and you can look at the times that we're living in and see that there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on. And I've been thinking a lot about different things going on in the community. You know, I'm in the Midwest, and wherever you are in the country, you can see evident all across the United States of America that there's stuff happening. You know, we're starting to have problems in our supply chain, and, meaning like gasoline, the prices are going up, which causes problems with transportation. People that are taking Ubers and Lyfts are paying more money for the Ubers and Lyfts. People that are taking buses or whatever may end up paying more money for the bus transportation. If you're getting mail through the post office is in the process of raising the price of stamps a few cents. And yeah, you might think, well, it's only a few cents. Every penny counts. It really does. And when you're in need of more than one stamp, and when it comes down to it, they're not going to give you today what you can pay for tomorrow. They're going to expect the payments for all those things. So there is an increase in that price of the stamps, which it's going to trickle down into payments for the people that are out there serving us by delivering mail in our packages. And I don't know if you've noticed it, but in my part of the country, um, some mail that has been sent to me by people has not shown up. Some has been 3 weeks late, coming from within the same city. So there's all kinds of really wacky stuff going on as far as the mail. Thinking about the food supply. I mean, everybody's talking about it. I've talked about it. I've talked about food and other things, that the limitations that are now being put on things like toilet paper. If you go to Costco, or at least in my area, if you go to Costco, there are limitations being put on the amount of paper products, such as toilet paper and paper towels. Not only the Costco brand, but also some other brands in those stores. I've talked about CVS, and 1 week I go and it's like they're very limited on their supply of toilet paper and paper towels. And then the next week I go back after I did my video and they had a lot more toilet paper and paper towels, but then their food was lacking. Their shelves in the refrigerated section were basically pretty empty. And then the few items that they had there were the prices were a bit high, like a package of the 16 slices of processed cheese, basically $7. To me, that's a bit high. Um, there, it's also been noticed in some other places and other stores in my area, in the Twin Cities area, that the price of ground beef has gone up quite a bit as well. And you go looking for a chicken or a turkey and it's much smaller. There's not as much available, and the whole supply and demand thing just really isn't working out very well right now. Partially because, we've got the transportation issue. A lot of stuff is not being imported in when it's supposed to be. Like I ordered a pair of shoes online. Thought, no big deal. I can order a pair of shoes online. Well, I've been waiting for 3 weeks. Shoes have not shown up, which tells me it's coming from a great distance away. Or at least I hope so, with as long as it's taken for it to get here. There's some other things, to consider. So many people are angry on both sides of the fence regarding whether to take the jab or not take the jab or whatever. Um, but there are some implications being put in place, some mandates being put in place by the head of the country, and it's trickling down now where it's impacting people that run hospitals and nursing homes and all sorts of facilities that receive any kind of government funding. Any of those facilities receiving government funding, it's expected that by a specific date. Right now, they're saying sometime around in October. We don't know if it's going to be beginning or end of October or whatever. That all the staff working in those facilities will have taken a jab, um, for the Rona as well as for the flu. So for both things, it's the expectation that they're kind of laying out there, and they're saying that there's a possibility of working with people if they have some exceptions that need to be considered. But as of yet, none of that is altogether hammered out, and things are really kind of up in the air. But my thing is, if they're gonna say either take the jab or lose your job, and if there are a bunch of doctors and nurses and medical assistants and all these healthcare professionals that have been working in this field for years and years and years, that are experienced and have their license or certificate or whatever, but they have had that important role in our lives. And if you just let all those people go because they refuse to take the jab, then what happens? Are we stuck with people that are in med school? I mean, and I'm not trying to insult anyone that's in med school. Um, what are we stuck with then? What do we have? Who will we have that's experienced and able to handle the crises that may come up? Because if we continue to have people, ending up in the hospital with respiratory conditions or cardiac conditions and other situations, and the people that were performing those life-saving techniques on them last year, if a lot of those people have said, my body, my choice, and they decide that they don't want to take the jab, then what's going to happen? Who are we going to be having? Already the county and city and services like human services office for people that are applying for financial assistance and medical assistance, or having to recertify, or having something going on with their account. Those people are not working in the office, as far as I know, in my area, because I've tried to help people make the calls, and we've listened to the Muzak for half an hour or more at a time, really long times. So those are just some things, that I've been thinking about, because we're having a supply chain crisis, even though many people probably don't even realize it yet. It's happening. It's the snowball that starts off as a little pea, and it's working its way down the hill, and it's getting larger and larger and larger as it gets down the hill. It's becoming the avalanche. But like I said, Costco be putting limits on their paper supplies, and there are other places where the sanitizing wipes were $2.43 a couple of weeks ago, and now the price is kind of creeping up past $5 on some of those packages. In some of those stores, the packages for those same amount of wipes that I did in the video a couple of weeks ago are over $7 for one package. So I think we need to be proactive and look ahead and remember what happened last year and be prepared so that we don't find ourselves caught in a bad situation. But I'm going to give a quick little breakdown of some things that people can do to get themselves prepared if you're not already prepared. Thumbs up for you if you are prepared. If you're not prepared, you really want to make a move on it, because as the seasons change, I feel like things are probably going to continue to intensify. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video, I'd appreciate if you give it a thumbs up because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Makes YouTube happy, makes me happy, and I'd appreciate it if you give a thumbs up, make a comment in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed and you're just watching. Feel free to subscribe. That way you can know about content as it comes forth every day. And share with somebody else that may be interested or want to know about what's going on, because I'm just telling it as it is, as I see it. That same as I did last year when we had the civil unrest, it was right here outside my front door. So when I was sharing information about that last year, I'm not sharing as someone watching the news. I'm sharing as somebody that's living this thing for real. And so I really have an understanding of the importance uh, being prepared, because when you're in the heat of the moment, you got to already have your stuff together or you're going to find yourself in a really bad situation. Here's some things that can be done to prepare. Um, if you're not prepared yet, or go through and make a checklist if there's some things that you need to work on, or think that you may need to add to your preps. Water, a gallon a day per person. According to the ready.gov website, which is part of that whole FEMA deal, that's what they say. And they say at least have 3 days worth of food and water. So food is the next thing on the list. I say push it forward. If the government is telling you only need 3 days, you might want to look forward and try to have 3 months. You might want to look even further than that. Try to have 6 months if you're able to. And I know it sounds like a lot, but there are processes that we can do in order for you to be prepared in that way. Honey. Honey is a very good thing to have because the shelf life is kind of exponential. It just lasts seriously forever, basically. It doesn't go bad. I'm really not making it up. And it has a wide variety of uses. So honey is a very good thing to have. I mean, they've even found it in some of the tombs that they've opened up in Egypt, and it was still good. Now, you know those people who've been dead and in those tombs for a long time. It was still good. If you have a pet, dog, cat, gerbil, rabbit, bird, whatever, you want to make sure you have pet food and litter. If it's like a cat or a gerbil or a rabbit or whatever, um, bags that you can use to pick up your poop in the yard, or if you're using the doing the pooper scooper out of a cat litter box. You don't always have to go out and buy the big rolls of bags. You can if you want to, but if you eat bread, hot dog buns, or anything like that, when you're done using those bags, shake out the rest of the crumbs over the trash and take that bag and fold it up and keep it so that it can be used for scooping the poop, because then you're getting double use out of that bag and you can toss it away then, and you're saving a little bit of cash. Having a backup power supply, which I've done videos on that before, and I will do more videos in the future about how to prepare in that way. Transportation. You got to have some ideas in place for how you're going to get around. Are you going to be walking? If you're going to be walking, then you need to work on your mobility and get your legs moving and do whatever you got to do so that you can be comfortable with getting around. If you're doing it on a bike, you want to start working on that right now. If you have a vehicle, that's great, but realize that there might be a time when some of those highways are closed off, because they kind of have them set up in a way, um, tactically almost, I'd say, where if stuff goes down, there's a way that they can close off certain areas on the highway to keep people from going through those ways. But we'll talk about that more in a future video. Seeds and gardening, garden setup. If you're in a house, have a lot of land, a farm or whatever, super. You can plant your stuff outside. If you're living in a multi family type housing, apartment, condo, or whatever, then You may want to, if you're not a part of a garden club where you have a little area where you can plant outside, then you may want to do some indoor planting. Um, I do hydroponic gardening, and I'll do a video on that explaining more about that in a future video. And there's ways that you can do it without having to buy all the expensive pods and stuff because I do it in the more affordable way. So I look forward to sharing more information about that with you in the future. Toilet paper. We know toilet paper is an issue. We saw how people got last year over toilet paper. So you want to get your supply built up. Try not to go overboard because, like I said, some places are putting limits on how many packages of toilet paper and paper towels you can take. But if you go for like that bamboo brand, that's new brand that's out, that's bamboo, where they're like buy one package, get one package free. Well, there were 8 rolls in the one package. So it was like, that's a win-win. I'll get the 16 rolls for the price of 8, and we'll see how that works. If you're able to find other toilet paper at a cheaper price and where you can get like 4 rolls here or 2 4-roll packs or 8 or 16 roll pack or whatever, get what you can and put it up and just be prepared. Flashlights, lighting, that's very important. Making sure if the power were to go out, if the power grid were to go down, or if there were a tornado or straight line winds or whatever, and you were to lose power, what were you going to do? How are you going to be able to see? Do you have lanterns? Do you have flashlights? Do you have a hand crank flashlight? I'll do another video following up on how different lighting sources work and the importance of having, if you're going to use a source that needs batteries, in importance of being able to have a supply of batteries or having the reusable batteries. I like the hand crank flashlight, but not everybody may be able to use that, and so I will share a bunch of options in that video. Masks. Now we know last year with everything that was going on, and now we've got this Delta variant that's going around. It's still a good idea to protect yourself with the mask in case you're coughing on somebody else. You don't want to spread your germs to somebody else. If somebody else is coughing your direction, those germs do fly like bullets at your face. They're just like, psh. So, not telling you what to do, just giving a suggestion. But for me personally, especially if I'm in a crowd and if I feel like my personal space is being encroached upon, or people are too close, and people are coughing and breathing and all of that, I like to not be sick. So I'm okay with putting on the mask when people are that close into my personal space. You know, do what works comfortably for you, but there may be a time again when people are told that they have to wear a mask to go into a certain restaurant or store or whatever. And here, where I am in Minnesota, some places it's already like that, where people do still have to wear a mask in those circumstances. So I keep a supply of the cloth mask, and I keep a supply of the store-bought surgical type masks. I even have filters that I can put into the cloth mask, and I'll do a video and explain about that and how you can create your own filter just as that extra layer of protection if you're out somewhere in the community. Hygiene products. So, soap, toothpaste, deodorant, feminine hygiene products for the women that may need that. Hygiene products, very important because even when you're going through a hard time, it makes you feel a whole lot better when you're clean. When you're taking care of business in that way and you don't have any offensive odors from any part of your body or your mouth or whatever. It just it being clean and having clean underwear, clean socks. Those are things I've talked to some people that have been outdoors for an extended time. There's a lot of homeless people in the community right now, and when I talk to them, they say that those are things that are really important to them. So, hygiene products, um, having laundry detergent and dish detergent, so you can be able to keep your dishes clean, uh, keep your clothes clean. If you're able to go out, go to the Dollar Tree or Dollar General or wherever and see if you can find any bottles of the lower cost dish detergent just to be able to put back a few. I mean, you can still use your little favorite brand or whatever, but it's good to have a couple extra just in case you need it so that you be able to sufficiently keep your dishes clean. Um, Sanitizing products. Like I have a larger jug of hand sanitizer that I can fill my little container. So I keep one by my front door. I keep a little one like right here. Actually, I have it in my bag right here. I try to always carry one or two little bottles so if I need it, I can sanitize and keep rolling. It's just a good practice. And I'm just sharing these things. You can like it, you can hate it, you can take it, you can leave it. But I hope you would take those things into consideration that I have been sharing. But I do want to give like another suggestion. This is August. At this time of the year, it's a funny thing that I've noticed with uh, pharmacies. I mean, you could be going to uh, Rite Aid or Walgreens or Fairview or CVS or wherever. Go and walk through the pharmacy and walk through the aisle where they keep their vitamins and things. And you might notice that it's buy one, get one free time. Especially for like particular brands will say, buy one, get one free of, your multivitamins, your vitamin D, your cod liver oil, all that good stuff that my grandma told me to use, which helped. Whenever I used it, I've never had any problems. Um, but if if you find that there may be those types of needs for you this fall, those are some things that it might be good to take advantage of getting right now, especially because it's like I said, it's the buy one get one free time of year. And I've taken advantage of that, and I know of more than one store branch that is offering those deals, more than one particular pharmacy. Um, so those are some things to consider. Um, if you made it all the way through this video, thank you first for watching it. And I'd love for you to put in the comment section the one thing that you think is the greatest thing that needs to be prepared for at this time. And for anyone that's interested, I have offer number one. This is my first time offering something in the video. If you are interested and would like some of my printed material on prepping, offer number one, I'm willing to send you information or at least a link to some information where you can access it for water storage and all the different ways that you can store water and purify water. If you're interested in that, then you need to email me. I'd love to see something posted in the comment section. If you don't post it in the comment section, then at least email me. The email address is peopleandtheirstuff@gmail.com. And I will put that in the description section for this video. Peopleandtheirstuff@gmail.com. Offer number one, information on proper water storage. Hope you're having a great day and a great week. Take care of yourself, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Be prepared for whatever may come because something is coming and we need to be ready. Talk to you again soon.